Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is very sweet. This is just simply very sweet. I have one of my biggest influences in the world, someone I love dearly, and someone very special to me. It's none other than my cousin Rachel. What's going on,
Hey,
Rachel? Welcome to the
what's
Productive Conversations podcast. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm
Just trying to get like everyone else.
I hear that. I love the festive part right here. Thanks for including that. So, Rachel, why don't we start off the bat? Do you have any New Year's resolutions for 2021?
Don't put me on the spot like that.
Of course.
Um, yeah, just trying to stay healthy, remain healthy. Trying to learn a new trade, get in shape. That's been my New Year's resolution for it's every New Year's resolution, but
You know what?
so
Maybe this is the one after the year before that has given us lots of headaches, stress, and a lot of things to rethink over. Maybe this is finally the time. 2021. Oh man. But geez, yeah, this year I just hope to not only for the world so we could get back to normal, get back to work, but I want to just move about, try to get into better shape and enjoy things. But one thing I really want to do is I want to travel more. And this really transitioned well, Rachel, because you are a flight attendant. Is that correct?
yeah.
Oh, this is so sweet. So for does it matter? Is it flight attendant, stewardess, or does it either or?
I I don't think so. I mean, we go by flight attendant, but I mean, if it's stewardesses, then that's fine as well for me. I don't know about others. I mean, but I don't take offense.
Sweet, sweet. By any chance, are you holding the hand a really a certain way because you're a little muted? But you able to
I'm
fix it?
muted.
No, it's just a little. It's just the volume's a little low.
Am I better?
Yeah, this is better.
Okay.
Sweet, sweet. All right, thank you for that. And all right, but Rachel, so flight attendant, so you have gone so many places, Rachel. So you're specifically a domestic one, right? So you fly all over the United States.
Yeah, and then leisurely we can go wherever.
Cool, cool, awesome, awesome. So have you have you pretty much hit all the states yet? Have you hit all 50 states or a good majority of
I
them?
think I am missing about 10 states, mostly the West Coast states that I haven't, but I've been all throughout the Midwest,
Oh
the
shoot.
East Coast. Hmm.
No, no way. So Rachel, I mean, I have to ask you. Out of all the places of you have gone, you know, it could be easy to
Hmm.
tell you your favorite, your least favorite and stuff like that, but first thing I want to say though, what out of all the states you've been to, what's been the most surprising to you? Like a place that you didn't expect to have more culture, one place you didn't expect to like enjoy more. Is there a certain place you've been that like really caught your eye?
I've always liked Louisiana. Louisiana's got a lot of culture, food wise. Um, I mean, everybody from all parts of Louisiana, they are um, proud to be from there, and they have different accents. You know, the food is great from all parts of Louisiana. So they're one, they're a state that sticks out from the rest. They're not like Texas. They're not like Florida. They're their own.
Wow, how about that? So go to New Orleans. I mean, I assume like Louisiana. You've been like NOLA. New Orleans is big, I assume. And can I ask you what is what is that culture like? It seems every single person who's been in New Orleans specifically like falls in love, gets crazy. Obviously, an awesome place to go out and have fun. Hopefully, starting
Mhm.
this year too, with things switching up and changing. What are some of the cool things that you really liked about New Orleans in particular?
Um, they have they have like a haunted, you can do like haunted trails. You can do like, they eat alligator. You can do the alligator trails. They
Oh
have
shoot.
this superstition culture that they explore like spiritual realms. Um, you know, you can drink on the street and it's perfectly fine. So I mean, there's a lot, and all parts of Louisiana. It's a lot different. The food, they're different. They cook with different seasonings. They cook with like more spice.
Have you had some jambalaya?
Of course, yeah. You have
Oh,
to go. You gotta check it out.
that is like, so I started really traveling by myself last year. Oh well, I guess now technically 2 years ago at the end of 2019. That was the very first time like I flew for fun. The only time I flew by myself was for a conference in Indiana, like now 6 years ago. Shit, six, no, 5 years ago. And so yeah, like I really wanted to add that part of my life, and I never really had the money until now, and then until now to really travel. I checked out LA for the first time,
Hmm.
and I loved it. And honestly, next on that list is New Orleans. I mean,
Yeah, you definitely gotta go. Go with a fun group.
oh heck yeah, we should go there. You have to show me around. You've been to the famous Bourbon Street?
Of course, yeah.
Is it
It's
as
it's
crazy
a lot of
as?
fun. It is all year round, 24/7.
Oh, shouts to Nola for that. And I have to ask, did you eat alligator? You mentioned you were on those trails.
I don't believe so. No, I don't think so. But I will. I would.
Mhm.
But I don't think so. No, like maybe I think I had like alligator cheesecake or something like that.
Alligator
But it wasn't
cheesecake.
like, yeah, or it was alligator cake, but I believe it was alligator cheesecake. It was really good.
Mm,
But
mm.
it's not like the traditional, alligator. But one day.
I have to try alligator myself. You know me. I've been picky eating my whole life. I've been a little better as I gotten older, but some things have to
Mm.
change. Like especially with my picky
Mm.
eating. Like you seem to like everything. Like do you mostly eat everything you try to have?
I used to not, but now I'm starting to eat, more.
How
So
what what's been like something you really learned to love as soon as you started trying new foods? Like I really didn't know how much I love spinach until I tried it, and I eat spinach on the reg.
spinach is awesome. You can put spinach in everything.
Oh yeah, but you know what's crazy about me? I love raw spinach. I love taking it, nothing. I don't put anything on it, just raw those leaves and just getting my green
Mm.
intakes for the day. That's been some of my benefits in not being a picky eater. But has there been some other foods that you started trying right now, and now you're so happy you've had it?
I really like Indian food.
Mm, like the
Yeah, you would
curries and your
think.
stuff like that.
Yeah, you would think that, but it's actually really good. So, and it's filling.
That's what I hear.
So,
That's what I hear. Oh, good. You know, one thing that picky eating's got me. Not well, picky eating didn't help me. This is when I really started to uh to reconsider not being picky anymore. So I went on a couple of dates with this girl in the city that I met once at a bar, no dating app that just worked at that time, right?
no
So
hope in him.
no hope in Hinge, no hope in Hinge for real. Yeah, this was actually like met a bar and everything, and it
Okay.
was 2 weeks of happiness. I guess I would consider that. Didn't work out, but I'll take those 2 weeks for sure. But like our first date, right? She want to go to this place, the Lower East Side. I said, fine, go. So like this pure seafood restaurant. I looked at the menu. There wasn't one thing that looked good to me. Not one.
Oh,
So
no.
I was thinking, what do I do? So then I see the words clam salad. Okay. I'll try to I assume they'll have the salads, they'll have your veggies and stuff, and I just will avoid the clams, right? But no, they're actual clam. I get 4 clams and like only on a salt bed, and that was it. And I'm just like, oh no. She's like eating her food
That's right.
nonchalantly, and I'm just, looking like an idiot trying to just put it in my mouth to see it looks like oh maybe she'll fall for it. But luckily we wound up
Right.
picking another place instead, and hopefully that didn't cause. Okay, well, I mean, I don't see her talk to anymore, so maybe it was a sign to come. But hey, it's funny at the time. But then after that, I learned, okay, I got to not embarrass myself like that again. So strong lesson words on not being a picky eater.
Yeah, you miss. I used to be a picky eater. You miss out on a lot of good things that you think that only because you think that you're not gonna like it, and you actually really do.
For sure, for sure. And there
So,
have been plenty of times now people try to tell me to eat something and I do bad and say, "See, I told you so." But now I'm more open to it, of course. So, you know, back to the traveling all over the world and making our whole family proud, Rachel. Um,
no,
so like,
no, you guys make me proud.
oh, that does mean a lot. That really does. So
It's
like,
really cool that you do a podcast.
oh yeah, this is my time to show off how cool you are, show how cool my other guests are, and show my creativity while we're at it. So I appreciate that. Thank you. So with some the other places you said the Midwest, you pretty much all over the East Coast. You marked down. Like, what are some of the other cities that really stuck out to you?
Chicago's really good and really nice. I spent some time in Chicago last month. The food is awesome.
Oh,
Um, the pizza, they're known for their pizza. But all the food there was great. hmm So
Chicago.
it's a
Oh man, that
yeah, it's
deep
a
dish
real
pizza
treat.
really is that legit, huh?
It is. You gotta try it.
Did you ever go to that Sears Tower, the tallest tower in the United States at the moment? Or I think actually the New World Trade Center is tall, but it's one of the tallest buildings at one
I
point.
went to I went to one of the towers, the tall ones, the overview,
Hmm.
and yeah, so I believe that we went there. It was really cool. You could have drinks on top of the building.
Oh, is it when you see? Did you feel on top of the world as soon as you made it all the way there?
Yeah, yeah, it's impressive. You get to see the whole city.
Yeah, you were literally your Instagram, literally in the clouds with that.
Right.
Hmm. I saw you also went to Vegas, right? Recently,
In July, yes, I went to Vegas. Their Mexican food's really good.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Shouts to the
Um,
Mexican food. Ooh, did you gamble at all while you were there?
I did. I didn't do a lot, but I did.
Hmm.
But I mean, uh, we did well. Did okay. We didn't. I didn't gamble more than $80, $100,
Hmm.
but we did great.
Oh man, what would you did you go out? Well, I mean, obviously, I don't know what the COVID restrictions are over there, but whether here or
Well,
before
COVID
before.
over there, nothing happened. So,
Did you go to Vegas
um,
pre-COVID before?
I did, but I didn't spend much time there. That time I won like $400.
Ooh,
But yeah, so I went, but this time I spent more time there. There's a mob museum of um, that was really cool.
really?
Famous mob members, yeah, and gives you their stories and why they were in the mob and et cetera, et cetera.
You saw all those guns they had, and they're all their sense of style and stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of fashion, right? Let's get into some fashion as that a good transition. Can I ask, since I would consider you a fashion expert, You know what it means to dress well in this
You're so
world.
nice, Pat.
What do you think? What do you think is the best? What do you think is the styles coming out right now? What do you think is the best way to look your best? Well, first talk with girls. Then, if you could offer some fashion advice to us men, we would love to hear. But like, what do you think is and what is the best clothes right now for women?
I think people are really in starting to get into like conservative wear, whereas a few years ago the girls dressed a little trashy. I've seen that they are, a little more covered, which is
Really?
good. Yeah. I think that everything in the store now, when we walk into the stores, I think it's ugly. I think everything is ugly. So I think that ugly is in,
Ugly is
and you
in.
guys, you just kind of have to pick the ugly that is the least ugly to you. But in the stores, everything seems like it's ugly.
Oh my.
And for men, I would say that
Yes, for the men.
that that men should wear more colors.
Hmm.
Um, Yeah, that men always tend to wear blues, grays, blue, grays, navies. It's okay to dress in bright colors or, don't overdo it, but, you know, you know.
Yeah, it's not about
Mhm.
what you wear; it's about how you rock it, right? Like it's have a sense of confidence with it. What?
The patterns are hit or miss. So if you are weary about patterns and unsure, you probably shouldn't wear them. But, you know, you can always try it out in the mirror,
you know,
see how it goes.
I felt that way too sometimes because I like to dress up when I can, and patterns are really hard to match depending on your shirt. At least if I was wearing stuff for work like a tie, it's so hard to make the matters. But also, I don't know once if there's a day when people are going back to the offices and stuff. Depending on this COVID world, it seems working from home has benefited a lot of the people. But like, yeah, why not have a time where we just dress the way you want, but as long as you have some confidence to it. Do you feel that way?
Right. Yeah, it's all about how you wear your clothes, not really what you wear. Although, like, your clothes say everything about you, but you can wear really nice things and nobody has to know what it is or the designer or,
Yeah,
you know. hmm
that's what I'd like form as being an old retailer in Kohl's. It's like why you could really show the public you can rock something really well, and it's
Of
from the great
course.
store of Kohl's.
hmm I love Kohl's.
Kohl's Cash. Those. Oh man, I definitely miss every once in a while. Say I miss Kohl's, but I really miss Kohl's now because I could take anything. But yeah, like it's interesting. This is my second holiday season that I haven't worked at Kohl's. I worked the last 7 in a row, so it's been quite the adjustment. Every once
Yeah,
in a
I'm
while,
sure you like that break. Retail in the winter is rough.
oh my God, Rachel, you don't know some of the customers I've had in this world. I've heard customers just be real like, from everything. It's both really positive and really negative. And then like where like in Norwalk is in a place in Fairfield County. It has a lot of affluent towns and stuff, and I think Norwalk has the best of both worlds in that sense. While you have like a Darien, Greenwich, uh, Ridgefield. Now, of course, every town has their not as affluent places, of course, but I mean those are really rich towns. So with that, you have all types of people, and you also have those very rich stereotypes that are very you know wealthy people stereotypes are very stuck up, and some could be rude and some think they're hot shit, and I'd find that a lot with Kohl's. And Kohl's is a nice affordable store for everyone, and I would have people feel just so entitled when they were customers and stuff. And I had some people
Mhm.
saying some really awful things, right? Like I had when I was working once, this person said I wasn't American for some reason because I didn't give the 15%. So I'm like, and
Why didn't you give the 15%? Like
because
there was no reason.
well, they didn't have it. Yeah, I mean, we can't give 50% to everyone, even though Cole seems to have it. But every once in a while, there are no genuine sales, and it wasn't a sale day. I said I can't do it, and I, especially after she's being prejudiced towards me and stuff, and saying all these hurtful comments. And of course, I just got my manager before I went off. Though this day, I really wish I did go off. I wish I would have blown my stop. I was like, "Hey, look at this! Probably a racist customer right here." I
Hey,
wish
look,
I wish I said that, but I was being professional and got my manager. And
that's
then
a great thing to be professional.
oh yeah,
Always your
and
profession.
and then then she was just not showing that prejudice side to her, to my manager, of course. And she said something just so awful. Like I don't know, this like ran over my manager's head. So my manager was from Russia, right? And she has like an accent and stuff, but she's awesome. My manager, and she for some reason mentioned that. She's like, "Oh, my husband hires Russian people." Like, what? Why does that make a difference? Like, oh my god, I
Right,
could tell you have not been amongst diverse people if you actually
right.
have to say that kind of comment. And
Mm-hmm.
he gave him the discount anyway. Of course, I did it with the fakest smile on my face, and well, I figured karma would get her. But like, why Rachel are so why are so many people still like this now? Why do you think so many people are just so rude and awful and prejudiced in a time like this?
Because I feel like they enjoy, they're miserable themselves, so they enjoy making other people miserable, making other people feel bad. Because truly happy people don't act like that. So,
Exactly. That's what
mm-hmm.
that's what I figured. Should probably, enjoy your wherever you're coming from, but you just don't have my respect, and I'm sure a lot of people don't either. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But it was just an insane time. I'm sure someone like her got really uncomfortable this summer with everything going on.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, oh boy. But you know, always let's positive it up too. So like you, as I mentioned, work in holiday retail with all the customers. um at points you used to work at one of America's I don't know if you still work there, but one of America's favorite restaurant chains, the Cheesecake Factory, of course. First, do you still work there?
No, I don't. I didn't come back after coronavirus.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about Cheesecake yesterday. They're a great company to work for, and I'm happy that I spent my time there.
Oh man, so during the Christmas, during sorry, the holiday season, I'm sure that you enjoyed and loved the holiday rushes and stuff. I mean, of course, there's probably their good days and bad days, but what was it like being in, again, one of America's favorite restaurant chains, and working in such a and during the holidays? What was that like?
Oh, it was awful. I mean, like the clientele. I mean, you got everybody, clientele from everywhere, but you also get entitled people. You get a lot of holiday customers who don't really dine in much. You get the holiday rush,
Hmm.
and I guess people live for it. But I mean, I will miss cheesecake. It's never a dull moment, but yeah, it's not for the weak for sure.
You once, when you were working at Cheesecake, you once served Harry Potter, aka Daniel Radcliffe, right? Or you saw him at your restaurant.
Yeah, and Rick Fox too. A few people.
Oh, the great Rick Fox, NBA player turned actor, played for the Lakers,
Mm-hmm.
won rings with Kobe. Really? Did you actually serve these guys too?
I served Rick Fox. I did. Mhm.
Wow, what was that like? Was he like, "Hey, I'm Rick Fox, NBA champion and actor," or I'm sure,
No,
or was
he,
he
he wore a red hat and he was trying to like, you know, be, I guess,
discreet?
in. Oh yeah. Um, so he was very nice. I've served a lot of people. I can't remember them at the top of my head right now, but
I hope they gave you some nice tips. Why did I say tweets?
yeah, most of them do really well.
All
You
right.
know.
What is
Hmm.
what? I think there's over like 250 cheesecakes in the Cheesecake Factory. What's your personal favorite?
Uh, the banana cream was really good. Dulce de leche was really good.
Mm,
Um, um, salted caramel was really good. I'm a caramel person,
yeah.
so yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Uh,
I love that.
are good, but not all of them are great.
I don't really eat cheesecake that much. Or the one I did have, I love the Oreo one. It's so soothing.
Like everyone likes the Oreo. Oreo's awesome.
Yes, thank you so much to the Cheesecake Factory people who made that. I want to give them a personal hug when COVID's over, of course. But I just love them cheesecake. That particular one. Yeah. So, so also, Rachel, right? One of the great things about you is your advice and humbleness in this world, whether it's for dating advice, whether it's life advice, whether it's friendship advice. Can I just ask you some things that we can have? Can I ask you just some things to just you loved you? I'm very fortunate enough that you blessed me and my brothers and your siblings with. Can you do that same for the listeners? So I just wanted to ask a certain subject, and then if you could just give me some like tips on how to be that the best person. You already started with the fashion advice. I want to just move to other few things if you're down with that.
Okay.
So friendship, right? Advice. We all appreciate our friends and we love our friends in this world, right? What do you think is the best way? What do you think is the best way that you could be the best friend to someone?
Um, just show up,
Mhm.
call. Friendship is a two-way street. So just call and check in on your friends and if they call you, call them back, even if you don't talk all the time or even if the conversation is 5 minutes, show interest in the friendship.
Oh yes. You have to show an effort. You have to be friendly. You have to I think especially in a world now, there's plenty of fake people and fake friends. I think people need to put a lot more effort when they can, especially because as we see now, that
Hmm.
we can't take anything for granted, especially this life. Would you feel that way too? It's about putting that effort in being a good friend.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, because a friendship that's not reciprocated is not. I don't think it's a real. It's not a real friendship. It's not gonna last.
So when you do have friends who are fake and who aren't reciprocating, is the way to go? Do you text and call now? I hate you. You're stupid. You're fake AF. Stuff
Yes,
like that.
no.
Or is it more
You
about?
know,
Or is it more about like sometimes you just have to leave a situation alone, let them come to
yeah,
you and
you
make
just
them
have to
forget.
remove yourself. You just have to remove yourself from the situation, and that's that. You
Mm,
could leave gracefully.
absolutely. Make them feel like should you try to make them feel some type of way? Or I felt like if you just move on, do your thing, that feeling gets to them one way or the other. Do you think that's true?
Yeah. I mean, it's easier. Things are silence is the strongest, silence speaks louder than anything, I think.
Especially nowadays. Oh man. Oh man. Rachel, another thing I love to talk to you about, and I think a lot of people can really adhere is in this dating world, people trying to live. So we're trying to figure out ourselves. So when it comes to dating, right? First things first. When do you think is the right time someone should look out for someone? Should it be all the time? Should it be when they're ready? Should it should they let this flow come to you?
Repeat the question.
Like when it comes to dating and trying to find love, are you someone who believes love comes to you or you have to come to it?
Hmm, I think that it'll find you, and you don't have to. I think that people think that they have to try hard for love, you know, or they end up trying too hard or expecting too much. So I think that people just should take their time and don't rush it.
Exactly, exactly. Now, when it comes to like shooting shots, I'm talking about like if, you know, I'm talking like for the guy perspective and sees a girl he likes, whether online or in person. And
Hmm.
first things first, what do you think is, besides obviously making an effort, should a guy be like more casual trying to shoot their shot? Obviously the best way is to be themselves, but should they should they try to do a corny pickup line? Should they, compliment should they compliment the surroundings? What do you think is the best way to shoot your shot for?
I think it's to just show interest again with anything you do, you know. Um, and I mean, be persistent, but don't be overly persistent. Um, Show interest. Um,
And if
Show
they
your
like
sense
you
of humor.
and if they like you back and they're interested enough, they will show you too.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be so stressful and stuff like that, and not second guess yourself and
Show
overthinking.
their party.
Oh yes. And now when it comes to like the actual date, the girl, if we're talking from the guy perspective, a straight guy in particular, and he's showing an effort to a girl, and the girl agrees to go, shows enough interest to spend time with him. What do you think is first? What do you think is the best like first date a guy should do to show the most interest? Are they, walk in the park, go to get a coffee, get a drink? Maybe you want to get a big time dinner. I don't know. What do you think is the best first date someone should try to do?
I say, maybe coffee. Really get to know a person before you want to sit there at a dinner table and spend $100 on them. You want to make sure you like them first. Um, and you want to make sure that they don't think of you as a meal ticket. So I say maybe a walk first. Maybe a walk first. Maybe coffee. It doesn't have to be expensive. So
And if the guy asks the girl to the date, should he pay first?
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, if you guys continue to date, then it should be reciprocated.
Right. So like the first time it should be the guy. And say the girl says, "No, no, no, I want you to pay. I want to pay my own way." Do you like, "Okay, that's all you," or do you still insist like, "Oh, this is my treat," or what?
Pay her the first time. Maybe be like, no, no, I got it. And if she keeps on persisting, then I feel like she probably, I don't know, maybe she wasn't feeling the date and
Really?
she went her own date. Yeah. I mean, ask again, but if she's like adamant about paying for herself, then I let her pay for herself.
Interesting. And when it comes to like a second date, should you try to make that plain at the end of the first one, or you should wait till it's over, you say goodbye and stuff, and then you make it maybe a day or two later? What do you think is the best way?
a day or two later for the second date. No, maybe like a week.
Do you ask them? You ask them a week later.
Yeah, like you want to make sure that you like that person and they like you, and you guys have something to talk about. And
Sweet, sweet, awesome, awesome, beautiful. And now say like you're you're like see each other like 5 to 10 more times. You get to another level. You guys really feel each other out, and maybe over time, when it comes to like trying to make things official, should that be done like obviously every relationship's different, but over like a certain amount of time, should you just say like, hey, I've seen you for ample amount of time. I've really enjoyed our time getting to know each other. I like your friends. I like your quirks, your good things, your bad things. I like getting to know you. And then like, do you ask like, hey, do you want to, you know, make this official? Do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you think that should wait like a couple
I,
months until that day?
I think that if if you guys have been dating and it's reciprocated and there's nothing left uncommunicated, I think that that would go without saying that
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. Like I feel like you don't necessarily have to say it. I mean, you could, but if it's if it's understood, that it's understood.
Right.
But people read signs wrong all the time, so it I guess it depends on if the communication is there, if you're in constant communication, if you are constantly seeing each other, then you know. But if it's an inconsistent thing, you should definitely ask,
Right.
and not assume.
It seems like the gist what I've got so far from this is it works when you don't have to second guess it, when it all flows
Yeah,
together.
right.
Like sorry, were you about to say something? So like you were saying, it's like when things naturally go, you're enjoying each other's company and time. Obviously not everything's 100% perfect, but if like you can overcome these little things, that's only enhances your relationship more. So it's really got to trust that. And then like the last part is, you know obviously we don't have any experience in marriages, but we could leave those to the married people to answer. But like, when you're dating, you're official, you're Facebook official, like that's how big it is. You put the two pictures on Instagram together.
I feel like, does it really have to be Facebook official though? Does Facebook have to know? Like Facebook doesn't have to know everything.
Yeah, no, of course. That's between your business, but you guys both get to a point where you're obviously you're in a relationship. And like probably what do you think is the best way to help keep that relationship going besides obviously the national things? What are the things like anybody can do to help enhance their relationship no matter what your orientation is?
Communication is, I think communication is major. Being considerate of how the other person feels, making sure that you two aren't totally opposite, because whether it be like politically or something like that, like make sure that other person has some kind of flexibility and is able to see your perspective and you're able to see their perspective, and make sure that you're respectful of each other and you respect each other. um, Consideration.
That's so beautiful. And like you ever thought like do you think other cool things that can help add, whether it's just showing, like one person I talked to about stuff like this is just showing those the little things, just saying like, hey, thinking of you, hope you're having a good day. Obviously depending where you're at in the
Yeah.
relationship, maybe you want a surprise with flowers or something. Maybe your partner's favorite person is in town, like favorite concert and stuff, and surprise them with tickets. Are those little things really matter, not to
I
have a
think
dull
that they
moment?
do. Yeah, I mean, but it's important to know that not everything, um, you don't have to put a price on everything. You can do things, you can be considerate in other ways.
Oh, we love consideration, and hey, we're gonna win out here, and we just support anyone with the beautiful thing called love. Even sure, of course, there's the good days and bad days, and of course, sometimes relationships obviously don't work. But do you feel even if a relationship, say, despite everything I said and talked about growing something, there's always the possibility of it not working out and breaking up. Obviously, breaking up is hard to is something that is hard for anybody, but like what do you think is the best
Hmm.
way for the days things that don't work out? What are like some of the advice for what do you think is the best advice to help yourself move forward if a relationship doesn't work out?
Just keep it pushing.
Mhm.
just, just the show must go on.
The show must go on, even if it's okay if there's one night, if you need one night to listen to sensitive Drake and then
Yeah,
for a while, obviously don't get too sad, like don't get depressing sad, but you know
right.
everything happens for a reason to help us grow. There's always a benefit to learn. I'm sure there's always a silver lining at the end of the day. And well, you're only getting better for the one for that special one in your life, right? At least that's what I believe.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to take it and yeah, that's my advice. The show must go on. It is what it is.
I can definitely get behind that. So it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, everybody. We're all, no
It's
matter
gonna
what
be
orientation is, there's always someone out for everyone.
yeah.
Exactly. So beautiful, beautiful. So Rachel, you live in the great borough of Queens, New York. You're in Astoria, Queen,
Mhm.
the popular
Mhm.
neighborhood that's always been popular and even more popular as the days go on. Can you tell me what it's like living in Astoria?
Um, Stuff is there's always something to do, always food to eat. Um, always you're never bored. And I feel like if you're bored in New York, then it's your fault.
Right?
Yeah, I mean now everything is shut down as of today,
Yeah,
but and hopefully we all get over this and could carry on.
for sure. Yeah, as you mentioned, this is posting on the 4th of January, and we're recording this in
Okay.
mid-December. And we are recording this in mid-December, when yes, Governor Cuomo uh, uh, had indoor dining closed, and hopefully, by the time this is posted, we can make some strides, or because there are so many people we're worried about, uh, whether it's obviously most importantly it's their safety is number one, but all those people who are losing
Right.
jobs because of the shutdown of indoor dining. How do you think that's how do you think that's all been handled, and do you think we'll sadly see some places go from this and stuff like that, or like
Yeah, I feel bad for everyone, but I do feel like it's necessary.
yeah,
Just to keep people safe. New York, we attract so many tourists, and you know, uh, there's money in other places, and I mean, it's sad, but I feel like it's necessary.
we
But I do feel for the restaurant workers and, you know, people that are out of jobs and the local businesses, but hopefully those people can, find money in other places and the local businesses can, you know, will survive off of takeout, if not make more money for takeout.
absolutely. And
Mm.
we have to show love. We have to show love to our local businesses, obviously pre, during, and post pandemic, and we have to keep supporting and show why they matter the most and what makes them special. So even in this time where we can't have indoor dining, we still have to keep these. As you said, the show must go on, and that
The
includes the
show must
restaurant.
go on. Right.
And that includes for our restaurant workers and any local small business that have been hurting. So, and especially New Yorkers are especially resilient and they can overcome anything. So please let's keep that fight going, because this pandemic, as we're talking, the vaccine is in this country now, and we thank our healthcare workers who helped us to the fight at this point. We thank our
Hmm.
people in the big pharmaceuticals, all those times in the labs, countless hours creating that vaccine to end, to take out this vaccine once and for all and stop the spread. And then hopefully we could get our lives. It's cold now as we're doing this in the winter, but hopefully.
Yeah, it's cold anyway, so I
Right.
mean, what and restaurants usually do slow down in the winter. For holiday season, they're fast paced, but January, February, March is usually their slow season. So that's good. And then April it should pick up.
Yeah, and hopefully with this, the spring, the spread is we with the vaccine getting the spread
Oh,
is coming much and
sorry.
much smaller. No, no, you're good. That the spread becomes smaller.
Mhm.
That we can hopefully get back to as close to get back to normal, especially this time next year, that we have a normal life, can go see Grandma Lola safely for our situation, and then like anyone else who there's so many people we still haven't seen in forever, and you know
Yeah,
that's
save
the big thing with
body
this
really.
vaccine.
Because some people are remote working and they don't want to see anybody either because they've been barricaded in their houses.
Right.
So
This has been some time. This has been a total time to be alive, but we're almost there. We're getting through this fight, and we thank those people who have pushed us through the end.
yeah, I love your enthusiasm.
Someone's got to have it, and I believe in it as well. I really do. Hey, Rachel, what's been?
Mm.
Let's talk. What grinds your gears today about this world besides COVID? What's something annoying, whether on social media, whether in person, whether it's people on the streets? What's been grinding your gears lately in this world?
Um, that everybody has to tell everybody their every move. Like nobody cares.
Amen to
Like
that.
nobody cares what's in your closet or if you just got a new car or bought a new house. Like it's great to show your accomplishments, but I think that there's a line between being successful and being obnoxious.
Tell me about it. You know
So,
what? You know what I always hated. This is especially pre-COVID, when you're hanging out with people, and
mhm.
maybe I've done this too, but I try not to. But when you say like, "Hey, everybody, I'm going on vacation," like say, "Oh, I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to New Orleans," and then these people tell them about like, "Oh, this is you have to. I've been doing this. You're doing that." And like they talk about, oh, we're gonna go do this on Monday, we're doing this on Tuesday. Like, why are you telling me? Are you gonna take me? I mean, it's nice.
Wait, tell me, are you gonna take me? That's funny.
Yeah, like I mean, I get it I get it. People are trying to
Yeah.
seem amusing, or like I get it after you went to the trip, and then if it's brought up, like of course if it's brought up, like, oh, how was your trip? What did you do? Obviously, it makes sense. But I
Hmm.
hate people who start a conversation like this. They go in the door. Hey guys, guess what I'm doing? What? Oh, I'm going to the to Atlanta, and I'm gonna do this, down the other. Like, good for you, cool story, bro. You gonna take me? So I know what you're saying when people just put themselves out there too much. You know what's another thing that grinds my gears? When I go on Twitter, and already, as a good friend of mine once said, Twitter, you go to open up Twitter if you want to piss yourself off. And yeah, I can't deny it. It's so addicting and interesting. Of course, social media has its good things and bad things, but like I hate the tweets. I've noticed a lot like people liking like really obnoxious things that no one would ever say in person. And it's just like, why do you think people like they put on that kind of front? What do you think of those annoying people on Twitter, Rachel?
Like I think that they think that they're entertaining. You know, I think that they think that, and they know that they're, you know, getting people upset. And they do it for their own entertainment.
Oh, absolutely. I hear you. Could I just read you some of these tweets
Sure.
that just certain people like that are just, oh my god. Let me try to find the ones that are, because most of them are really obnoxious. But let me try to find this is of course when I'm finding wholesome tweets. And I just okay, I found some. This one person always does this. Like I have some people. This one's perfect. Someone tweets. This is tweeted by at Celestial Capricorn. Whoa. So her name is Capricorn with the C word, if you get my gist. That too. Like this is a 500 like tweet with a name like that. Some of y'all tolerate disrespect a little too much from me for me. You better start acting your worth or something and check motherfuckers. Like something like that. I think she does make a good
I
point.
mean, that's, I would agree with her statement. I'd probably just leave the ending out
Mm,
because some people
exactly.
do tolerate disrespect. They're wallflowers.
Oh my god, if some of these walls could talk seriously. And oh my god, I got something for you, Rachel. It's this Twitter page is the cringiest thing I've ever seen. And it's totally true. Now, because it works on both sides. It's like when people, it's basically calling out flakers, whether someone flaking in dating or friends. It's these absolute cringing Twitter tweets from people, Rachel. It makes me sad. It makes me want to hug some of the disrespect some people have gotten. And I totally believe some of these screenshots too. And like, let me read. I just got it. Let me say this one so some of these conversations from from this account. If you want to just give me 1 second, if you don't mind.
Take your time.
First of all, this random. I always love this one. This doesn't have to do the thing. You ever see that one? Someone who texted one person texts, "Get your fucking shit together and act like an adult." And the guy says, "I think you have the wrong number, but you're right."
But you're right. Thank you.
Thank you for calling my shit out. Okay, I'm just pulling up the Twitter account right now. Okay, so, whew, I'm just picking out the best one because I showed one particular friend this and he thought it wasn't true. It's like, no, trust me, these type of conversations genuinely exist. Okay, so I have somebody. It's the Twitter account. If anyone wants to see, it's called it's called dudes who are down for the bad. That's what it's called.
Dudes who are down for the bad.
Okay. So oh my god, this is so sad. So somebody this girl Kate texts this guy, right? She texts, "I love how you're so into photography, smiley face." The guy says, "Haha, thanks. Let me know if you want to do a shoot soon. I'll do it free of charge, smiley face." She texts, "Actually,
No, I bet you will.
and she said, and the guy's text back, "Yeah, smiley face." She texts, "Thanks. My boyfriend and I are desperately in need for pics together." The guy says, "Ha, yep." And he took the pictures right here. Oh
But
my.
show it again. Oh, and he showed it, and he did it free of charge.
Free of charge. See right here. This is bad trouble.
That's fun.
I'm gonna write. Can I read you some more? This is why it's hard for anyone to trust anybody when you read these tweets. This is bad. This girl Victoria texts this guy. The guy texts Victoria. You still down for lunch today? She texts back, yeah! Exclamation point. He texts, can't wait to finally meet you, smiley face. She writes, haha, lol. Wait, how tall are you again? The guy says, 5'7". Why? The laughing emoji, lol, I'm 5'7". Sorry, I'm into men, not boys. Don't know if we can make this work today. And the guy
I had a
said, you had a
yeah.
friend like that?
What he say?
He said, I see, lol. But sorry, were you about to say something?
I had a friend who met somebody off Hinge, and he lied about his height. He
Uh-oh.
was like 5'5", and she was so upset. She kept calling him Mini Me.
Ah! So it didn't work out,
I mean, if you're short, you're short. Just don't lie about it.
for sure, for sure. I get the lying part. Like no one wants to lie. For sure. And just all sizes we could talk all day about if size or matter or not, but shoot. This guy said to Daniel, so this girl texts Daniel. The girl texts to Daniel, did you submit the project? Daniel says, submitted it now, we're done. She says, yay, have a good break. He says, you too. So she texts Daniel, this is a bit random, but let me know if you want to talk more. Working was fun. You know what Daniel says? We should. You could introduce me to your hot friends. That's
Oh
what he
my
responds
God,
with.
that can't be real. If that's real, I can't believe people are that mean.
Oh, people are that mean. Seriously, no matter who you are, what orientation, it's all like
Yeah.
that. This one's the worst. This guy texts Kate, how was your day? Kate responds, laughing my ass off, stop texting me, I have a man. That's the response. But she texts him the day after, right? She texts, hey, with like 5 Ys. You know she texts back?
5'5".
She
What?
texts, could you come to the park tomorrow at 5 and take pictures of me hugging my boyfriend, please? If you do it, I'll give you a hug. I'm telling you, right here.
Mm.
You see, and this one's me. And this guy texts a girl named Jessica. Hey, I had a really good time with you tonight. Would you want to hang out sometime? She screenshots it and sends the screenshot back. Girl, what I say? That's all it says. So like I said, some of this stuff is okay, this will be my last one. This is me. This is a Snapchat. I don't know if this is a guy to a girl to a guy, but the person says,
Mhm.
"Hey, so I've been thinking how we're getting close again. It annoys me how it's hard for me not to like you." He or she or they say to this person. The person responds, "Wait, we're close?" The person says, "I thought we were." And then they text, "Bro, I only FaceTime you to distract myself from texting my ex."
Oh,
Seriously,
sorry.
like I said, no matter whether you're a guy or a girl or a another person, it's just people are so mean and cringy, right? With responses like that. What again? As you said, I think it's true that I think you would agree to some people are just miserable and they like to express that.
Yeah, and they like to project that on others.
And it's just I can't believe it's just so cringy like what people say to each other like that, and you wonder why people have trust issues.
Right. People just need to be nicer to each other. And I think when people start being nicer to each other, you'll start to see a change in in all aspects of the world and how we treat each other and how we speak to each other.
Absolutely, and then we could have less examples on this Twitter. And again, if you want to look at these. They are funny, but also cringy, and we we think of all those people who suffered from those cringy texts, no matter who you are, guy or girl or person. But yeah, you could look up at Down Bad Patrol, and you can see those hilarious tweets on Twitter. But yeah, and as Rachel said, It's time to start being more patient and being nice. And things will smooth together, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So Rachel, we've been killing it for about an hour and a half. I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I have. Before we go to my last questions, is there anything else going on? Anything you want to add? Any more great advice you want to share to us? As this is the ultimate advice podcast from Rachel.
The ultimate advice is stop. The ultimate advice is that I don't need to know what you're doing every second of the day, every aspect in your life. I don't care.
That's why I love you, Rachel. Always keeping it real. Thank you for that. So, so I like to say I like to leave this, and I'm really intrigued to what you think of this, Rachel. I really these last 10 questions, they're you know they're both rapid questions, but obviously take your time with them. But they're really, I call them the quick deep questions, but it's called the Proust questionnaire. And I can't wait to see what you think of this, Rachel. So, are you ready for the Proust questionnaire?
I am ready for the questionnaire.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. So, with that, my first question for you, Rachel: what is your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Yep. What's your favorite word?
Happy.
Happy. Good one. Good one to start. What's your least favorite word?
Sad.
Perfect. So this question is a more general life question. When I ask this, people think it's a sexual question, but it's really not. So what I ask you is, what turns you on in life?
Success.
Oh, that's for me too. What turns you off?
Arrogance.
Hell yeah. And people who let you know, who them know too much what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite? Sorry. What sound or noise do you love?
The ATM machine.
That's a first one. I'm surprised it took so long for someone to answer with that. I like that. What sound or noise do you hate?
What sound do I hate?
Yep.
Anything loud and loud. Anything loud and annoying.
I hear that. What's your favorite curse word?
Darn.
Darn. Your favorite curse word is darn. I can honestly say that's the first time someone said that. Good answer. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt, Rachel?
I'd be a dentist.
A dentist. That's a good one.
Mhm.
Any particular reason why?
You have nice teeth for the rest of your life.
As you know, my mom works in the dentist office, so hey, she might connect you to the right people.
There you go.
So, what profession would you not like to try?
Anything like hands-on, handsy with my hands. Cooking. I hate cooking.
I hear
It's
that. I
not.
hear that. All right. All right. Well, my final question before we say goodbye, Rachel. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You did great.
Well, I'm sure that he will definitely say that. But Rachel, I love you. You mean a lot to me, as I said.
I love
You're the big sister I never had in this world. And seriously, Rachel, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. Again, once these cases come down, we'll be chilling a lot more often, especially your home in Queens and hopefully again with the family in North Carolina. And seriously, Rachel, you're the best, and I can't say that enough
Love you.
about you. I love you too, Rachel. Is there anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
Hello, world.
Perfect way to end it. Well, with that, that is my amazing cousin in this world. It's Rachel. And with that, Rachel, I love you, and I'll talk to you really, really soon.
I love you too, Matt. I hope you have an awesome, awesome day.
Thank you so much. I hope you do. Keep inspiring me. And where's the next place you're flying?
Tomorrow I go to Baton Rouge,
Baton
Louisiana.
Rouge, Louisiana. All right. Well, have some jambalaya. Enjoy that, and have some safe travels when you're going. And again, I'll see you really soon, Rachel.
All right, Matt.
Bye bye.
Bye.